Hello and welcome to the VC. I'm Vampire Toy, one of your hosts, joined by...
Chill. Hello.
And, oh boy, we have a lot to talk about today, but first, let me introduce our guest. We have GreenIvy. Hello, GreenIvy.
Hey!
It's so good to have you. I'm so excited. Oh man, like I said, there's a lot to talk about. I hope you're excited, Ivy, because oh my goodness. Oh man, Chill, I hope you're excited too.
You know it.
This is the third episode, by the way, so thank you for joining us on lucky number 3, Ivy.
Yee!
So
That's exactly what I was about to say.
I think we've kind of decided on the day being Tuesday for the episodes coming out.
Listen, we're keeping it loose.
Loose Tuesdays. We'll definitely see how it goes. But yeah, no. Let's get into the gaming news first. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so big news right now that I found. I know this isn't necessarily gaming news, but it kind of is. Discord got a new CEO potentially coming in. And
used to be with Activision, right?
Yeah.
Like Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, apparently they were the CFO of Activision Blizzard for a while. And so now they're going to be the new CEO. But what's interesting is that this means that Discord is now going public. So there's going to be, like stocks and shares and stockholders and things like that. So, yeah, GreenIvy, yeah. That's pretty much the general consensus among the community. It's like, ooh, oh. Yeah, so a lot of people are concerned that Discord will, be more interested in what the shareholders have to say than the actual users. And we're already seeing the move of Discord away from its humble origins into a lot of microtransactions.
Yeah. No, the store that's just like flashing at you all the time.
Yeah, which I think is kind of cool. I'm not too against it. Like, I feel like that kind of stuff is okay. But a lot of people are worried that it might not stop there, that maybe at some point Discord might become a subscription-based service, which would be crazy. That would be, I don't know if they could get away with that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm already like, here and there on Nitro, so I don't know about a subscription just for basic Discord.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
Right? That would be really weird. I mean, I guess if it was what Nitro is, but then, I don't know. I hope...
But I mean, they already have Nitro.
Yeah, like I just hope that's not the direction they go in. Hopefully, with enough of a public outcry, they might push back and decide to change their mind about that, but I have absolutely no idea. That's even just speculation. Like, we're definitely going way down the road with that. We have no idea if they'll even go that far, but it is a concern. And so a lot of people are like, not sure how I feel about that. So that is something that's been kind of brewing on the horizon. So very interesting.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know about it. I don't know if I'd fuck with Discord if it like went subscription based.
Yeah. Chill, did you want to talk about this thing you posted?
Oh yeah. So remember how we were talking about Titanfall coming out? Like there was a new Titanfall brewing. Yeah. Titanfall 3. Yeah, it's canceled.
Oh. Yeah, by the way, for our listeners and Ivy as well, I think it was 2 weeks ago we talked about, like, they announced, we're doing a new Titanfall game.
Yeah, it was literally just like a rumor that went around that they were coming out with Titanfall 3. And this just in, it's canceled. It's like gone.
Fully canceled or postponed?
Electronic Arts cancels next Titanfall game as it lays off more than 300 employees.
That's horrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
The layoffs are crazy in the industry right now for AAA game companies.
I think for everywhere, man.
Well, that too, but it's a rough world out there right now for that stuff. So
it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, basically, it was just funny because we just talked about it, and the fact that it's already like, nope, canceled.
Yeah, already just turned around and it's just like, yeah, no, it's over.
Yeah.
Wow, dead before, they're just dead into the water, just right there, just dead.
Tragic.
Very tragic. All right, I think that's pretty much the main news that we could find for this past week.
Well, I mean, like, Oblivion has been doing crazy numbers. If you want to talk about Oblivion, I know
we should talk about Oblivion, honestly.
Yeah,
Oblivion
we need to talk about Oblivion.
Is crazy. Yeah. I still haven't seen all the gameplay of it, but I've seen enough. It's so nostalgic, and to see it just with these newer graphics and mechanics is it's so great. I love it. So it's just as janky as I remember.
I was gonna say, and it kept like all the scuff that like you loved. Like I've shown you videos of just like little bits and pieces of like where this guy's like has this goofy ass voice and he's like, "You'll never find out. Follow me. Be quiet."
Yeah, GreenIvy. It was a video of one of the characters just being like, "Follow me if you want to live," kind of thing, and then literally like, "You'll have to follow me." You know, just literally like the same character just having this voice.
It was fully a Charlie Sally moment.
It really was. Oh man. And then just this person, Twitch streamer, following somebody, an NPC, and then we're like, "What are you doing?" Ha ha ha. And then the NPC like runs up and like punches another NPC out.
just knocks him out.
Yeah. So Oblivion has definitely had quite a few laughs coming out of it. I love it. It's such a good game. It's, it's old, janky, but it's good. It's a good time. We love the scuff. We love a little scuffy game.
Yeah, I saw a lot of clips leading up to the release with people talking about all the old glitches that they're still leaving in there, even though they're remastering it.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really funny because they were explaining them. Like, yep, this is how you just farm. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of funny.
That's so
they
good.
were like, keep it in. People love that shit.
Yes. No, I'm so glad they did that.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, Ivy, have you played the Oblivion games or the Skyrim games at all? Or
I have not, but I've seen plenty of clips and they're hilarious.
Yeah, those games are amazing. I didn't really get much into Oblivion. I thought I did, but then talking to VT, we found out it was Morrowind.
Yeah.
I was like, I just remember the rats in the basement.
Yeah, he was describing the memories of this game, one of the Elder Scrolls games he had played. I was like, that's not Oblivion. I'm pretty sure that's Morrowind. So, yeah, we're old school.
Yeah, no, but those games are amazing. I definitely recommend them, Ivy, if you've never played them.
Yeah. And the remaster is a great chance to do it as well for anyone out there listening.
I'm tempted. I mean, it's what, like $40, right?
Yeah, it's like $40 or $50 for the remaster. Yeah.
Oh, still.
And it has all the DLC, is what I'm understanding. So Oblivion was interesting because it kind of paved the way for DLCs on discs, by the way, or like separate DLCs that you kind of had to pay for. Sims also very notoriously good at that. But Oblivion was like
horse armor.
Yeah, it was like literally. It was like, what if we had a DLC for horse armor?
Yeah, it was like one of the first like microtransaction situations.
But they introduced some other DLCs as well, which I really liked. Morrowind also had that kind of stuff, but Morrowind had other big DLCs like Solstium and other cool stuff that I can't remember because it's been a while.
And yeah, you get both DLCs, the Shivering Isles and the Knights of the Nine.
Yeah, exactly that, and then the horse armor and everything else. So
damn, that's some nice horse armor.
Yeah, some nice horse armor.
Hey, these weapons kind of go. Hey, bro, I might buy this. I might do it.
Yeah, so
but
definitely,
some good nostalgia.
Yeah, definitely, Oblivion is worth a check. But yeah, that I think that pretty much sums it up now. Now it's summed up, right? Right?
Yeah, it's summed up. I think it's summed up.
Okay, because I'm so excited to switch to the next section, which is the RP section. Because, oh my god, things went crazy.
Yeah.
It really did.
Over this last week, yeah. I don't even know where to start, except...
well, like, PurpleRP gone.
Dead.
Like, it, like, burned
overnight.
down.
Literally.
Not even overnight, dog. It was in minutes. It was like,
yeah.
I remember making a joke to Ham where I was like, it took hours. He's like, it took minutes. It took like seconds after.
Yeah, it was crazy. Apparently, it was like a switch got flipped. Ivy, were you involved at all? Like, were you in the server when this happened?
I was not.
Okay, neither were we.
Yeah, but didn't you guys get on afterwards?
Yes. So we heard about everything going on, and we were actually just having like dinner.
Yeah,
I think we were eating In-N-Out, which is like basically real life Up and Down.
Yeah, we were just like, you know what?
Yeah, we were just
go ahead.
We were just chilling, eating burgers, and I'm like, hey, I think something's going on.
Yeah, my phone started blowing up.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Penta, like, pepping.
Yeah.
Basically being like, hey, yep.
Things are going to change. Some things are coming out. Yeah.
Better play Mike Block while I still can, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just, he was pepping.
Yeah.
And then the announcement comes out that basically some basically drama.
Yeah.
And Snow ended up, leaving and making a new server, which is unscripted.
Yeah.
With most of the admins and devs, like a majority of them.
Yeah.
It's just a whole new server, unscripted, and it's like a copy paste of
Purple.
Of Purple. Yeah, because it was like it's all of our assets and coding and dev work, so it's ours. So they just took it and put it on Purple. Like apparently our characters are going to be there. All like everything is just there from like the last day. Yeah. So I'm wondering how it's going to be. It opens up Wednesday, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow it will be open. So tomorrow is the 30th for our listeners. You will be hearing about this a week after. So the server will have already been open for a week. So we'll be talking about it next week more. But yeah, it's opening tomorrow. Yeah, it was crazy. Just Snow and, like you said, a group of devs and admins just split off from Purple and went off to make this new server called Unscripted. And the server went to chaos. PurpleRP was absolutely chaotic.
Because there was no like admins.
No one, no one stopped the chaos at all. So there was people with rocket launchers, ray guns, a leaf blower. I was personally victimized by the leaf blower. I would just like to state.
Saw that.
I'm so upset because Jesse gave Lobo the up and atomizer gun, and I died before I could even use it. Like I should have taken more advantage of that thing. And then I ended up switching characters, and I was like, shit, I had the fucking, like, laser gun on Lobo.
Oh.
And I rode a jetpack, I think. It was a wild night, man. It was a fever dream.
Yeah.
I wish I had gotten on.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. It went pretty late, too. Like, I think we ended up going to bed around, like... I think I went to bed at like 1 a.m, and it still went on for like a couple hours after that. And that's like Pacific time.
I think other people stayed up until 4, and then even after our RP group went to sleep, the server was still
just
in chaos into the next day and into the second day, where even the Discord server was just melting. There was just people doing copy pastas and just going crazy in the general chats. And then it was like 2 days after everything happened, the general chats got shut down, and then Katie posted her statement in regards to her side of things, which, as always, listeners will link resources and photos and everything if you want to look into it yourself. Yeah, she posted her statement, and I don't know, like, it's very interesting. I don't know what the future of Purple looks like with so many of the devs and admins leaving. I don't know if a server can survive something like that.
It was crazy. It was just like, what happened because of it? Like, the chaos that was ensuing was insane.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. That was just a wild thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
I've never seen a server like implode like that.
I've never. I was saying the other day, usually when a server dies, it's a lot slower. It's a lot quieter. People usually just leave, or they just stop logging on altogether. They might stay in the Discord just to kind of watch what's going on. But for the most part, it's quiet. It's a quiet death. But this was just, it
chaotic.
it was loud. Yeah. It was messy.
Loud, like
there was bodies everywhere. I felt we were joking that it felt like a post, like it was about to be apocalyptic.
Yeah, like post-apocalyptic. Like I've told you about playing on the zombie server, right, Abby? Mm-hmm. The what was it? World's End.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it felt like that. Like there were like blown up cars everywhere. There was like a
it felt like the prequel to that server, basically.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was wild. Crazy. So
during the second day, I was watching some people's streams, and they actually tried to make RP out of the chaos, and it was like, it's the purge.
Yeah.
I think there was like a group of officers that were holed up in their office or whatever. Yeah. And they were just pretending like it was the end of the world and that they were the only ones not infected with this like insanity virus.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I don't know which group was doing that, but I heard through the grapevine. A lot of people were hitting me up like, hey, whoa, did you hear this? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So yeah, no, it was interesting seeing the creativity as well that people brought to the situation.
There were some officers that were trying to arrest people for purging because the governor made an announcement like those caught purging will get 50 months in jail or something like that, and terrorism.
It
was actually kind of funny.
I love that.
But they didn't actually send people to prison. They just kind of arrested them and put them in that one jail cell at the BCSO.
Oh no!
They just stack them all in there.
That's what the plan was. That's what they were doing.
That's actually clever. I like that. That's very smart. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what this means for Purple's future, but it'll be very interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll report on it, and keep an eye on it. Yeah, no, are you planning on getting on the new server tomorrow, the unscripted, Ivy?
Yeah, of course.
Ooh,
hell yeah.
Yeah, we're also planning. Yes, we are also planning. We were concerned about maybe the queue being kind of crazy, but we're going to be troopers about it. We're going to jump in the queue and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be like,
it'll be okay,
not too bad.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Real.
Yeah, real. It should be okay.
Yeah. Is it actually open?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they've given us a time.
So I've heard different things, but one thing I was like, no, there was no time, and then some people said like 2 to 5 Eastern, or like Central. I think they said 2 to 5 Central, so that'd be like
maybe like noon our time.
Yeah,
we'll look into it noon-ish our time. But yeah, we're thinking about jumping in for sure. I'm very excited. Which is actually a good transition point for us to talk a little bit more about you, Ivy. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit more about who you are and maybe a little bit more about the characters that you play, so that they can get to know you a little more.
Well, I'm GreenIvy, and I play Charlie, Sally, and also Ollie, technically, all of which is one character. In 3.
Wow.
Yup, it's complicated.
It is, and Lobo still doesn't understand it yet.
And you're gonna be even more confused when we get back in there.
Oh no!
Yep, because a lot's happened since the last time we saw you two.
Yeah, and I feel like Lobo hasn't been properly introduced to Ollie at all. Like, Lobo knows about Ollie from James.
Yeah. Same.
But yeah, it's just really they've never been acquainted yet.
Well,
that Lobo knows of.
Yeah, you've met a few times. But
yeah, but like Lobo didn't know it.
Yeah, which makes it all the funnier. The times you've interacted with Ollie without realizing it, both of you, it's hilarious every time.
I'm so glad. I'm enjoying it.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
The like the Charlie Sally RP. I've told you before. It was so fun, and it was just so interesting, especially with like I don't even know. You'd always get like the weird people like texting you and like being like we were convinced it was Tammy on a burner phone.
I think it was it?
Yeah,
not?
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw the stream on one of the times of Tammy doing it, right?
We never saw. Okay, so at one point we were like, I bet it's her. I'd put money on it. It's her. And she doesn't start stream, but at the start of her stream, she's like putting a burner phone away.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
it was like at the bottom of her pile, but it was a very specific like spot. And I was just like, I swear to God, it's her. I bet it's her.
Yeah.
But like Lobo was just like, whoever this is, it's someone who knows, so it's probably Tammy. But like, I swear to God,
but like
it might have been.
Yeah,
traumatized poor Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. A way to like be like, Sally's not real. Kill her.
Yeah.
What the heck? I mean, she might have gotten what she wanted after all this time.
Oh no!
Oh
no, bro. That was so crazy. Okay, can we talk about that actually real quick?
Yeah.
The fact that I had to shoot Sally. I did that. And so oh God.
That was so funny. I want you to know, like, did you hear Buffy gasp?
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
She fully gasped.
I fully, as Buffy, gasped because Buffy was like under the impression that Sally would never like stab her unless she was under like duress, right?
But I mean, like, yes. I'm not gonna lie, Peggy was literally circling you.
I know.
I wasn't trying to stab Buffy.
I know.
I understand.
Trying to stab Peggy,
but
it was just so funny. It was so funny because I was like, I know what Peggy's doing right now.
Same.
She's hiding behind her. Yeah. And I was starving and I couldn't run, and it was so frustrating. And I was like, oh my God, she's actively hiding behind Buffy.
It's so
and I
good.
was like, and so we eventually got upset enough to try and swing it, and I'm like, we swung and we missed. I was like, oh crap, we're gonna hit Buffy. But then you shot. So I was like, yay, but also, oh no.
Yeah, no, it was so funny. I was like, oh God, that whole.
I watched the clip from
so
VT's perspective, and it was literally like you were like mid swing about to make contact, and I just gunned you down.
It was the last second, literally.
Yeah,
there was
like,
no
that
other.
was a great shot.
Yeah.
I was freaking out. I was like, Buffy, no. Sally, no.
So hard to not stab Buffy.
I know. Poop. Bro, that's always how it is with fucking GTA melee weapons. It always goes for the target you don't want.
Yeah.
Like that shit. It's just it's inevitable.
Micah.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Bro, and you killed Aaron somehow too.
Yeah, you did.
Aaron was intentional. Okay. That I'll admit was intentional.
That's hilarious.
But we were trying to kill Peggy, and he pulled out a gun and tried to stop us. So.
Oh shit! What's so funny is on my screen, I didn't even see the animation of you killing him.
That.
Yeah, you literally like Bushido blade, like fucking.
You really did.
It looked like a samurai movie where you just like
pops out the samurai sword
movie because like you phased behind Aaron, killed him, and he was just in a pile. I was like, Aaron, are you okay? And he's just a pile of blood just appeared. And I'm like, oh God.
That was the funniest thing because I watched it from your perspective.
Yeah.
I saw you sounded super confused. I'm like, what did he just see? And I couldn't jump because I figured something janky was happening because I was starving. And I was determined because Peggy was just running all over the place. I'm like, if I have to walk all around this hill, I will stab her.
Yeah.
But I failed in the end. Tragic.
Very tragic. Is Is Charlie your first RP character, or was there another RP character that was your first?
Charlie is, I lost the number, but she's not my first.
Oh, tell me more about your first character and how you got into RP then, because I want to know.
My first one is actually kind of similar to Charlie. My first one was Olivia Green over on NoPixel.
Oh.
Yeah, and when I say similar, I mean they're kind of like, you know how Charlie's like naive?
Mm-hmm.
She was also very, very naive. And she also had DID. But the way we ended up with DID, different from Charlie's. Because that character was an orphan who came to the city looking for family. And one day, one of the people I had met just suddenly decided, oh my gosh, are you a robot? And because I was new at RP, I just decided, you know what? Yes, and. And we became a cyborg from that moment on.
That's so funny.
And it just stayed with the character.
I love that.
But they decided to make her human in that instance of finding out she was a cyborg. And how do you think they did that?
How did they do it?
I feel like that violence was involved.
You know, it really was. It was because back in that city, I worked at the burger shop, and so did the people that decided to make me human. So they didn't have a knife on them. So what they did was they took a lockpick after they had turned her off. ? I say in quotation mark. And they took a lockpick, cut her open on the outside the burger shop, right there on the sidewalk.
Oh.
And they just started ripping out all the cybertronic parts. Then they, killed the local, took out all the fleshy bits from the local, and just shoved them in there.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yep, this will make you human. And just closed her up somehow. I guess they used glue, because I don't think they could sew.
Hey, plus one.
Plus
just
one.
Shove guts in.
Shove guts in.
Shoves guts in you, makes you human.
Yup. And yeah, we definitely woke up from that, and we bled out 30 minutes later in the back of the burger shot.
Fair enough.
Yep.
That was the end of the character?
What was gonna happen? No, we didn't die. We survived.
Oh, okay.
That would have been such a funny perma.
Yes. That's what I was like, is that it? That's it? No.
Sick.
Okay, good.
No, because they took us to an actual hospital, and we got actually fixed by a real doctor that knew about organs and stuff. And once they put some proper ones in us and fixed us up with actual needle and thread, we lived.
Nice.
But then the character got kind of messed up from that experience. She used to be like Charlie, and then she came out. Well, actually, not even like Sally. She just felt nothing after that. For a while, she was just like emotionally dead.
Interesting.
Until she discovered the joys of stabbing people.
Uh-oh. Wait a second.
I'm seeing a little bit of a trend here. That's great.
Yeah. And then that's how her other personality of Bunny was born. Bunny was just a happy little stabber.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
Do a lot of your characters have inspirations, or was it just these two characters specifically?
Yeah, it was those two characters. And I kind of did my first one without realizing it, and also this one without really realizing it.
Gotcha.
It just kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah, gotcha. It's sometimes where the story goes.
Yeah, it just goes. But yep.
So
that was just my first character.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy. How did you get into NoPixel?
So I think the first person I saw RPing was a YouTuber called Markiplier. Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Stan the Waterman.
Stan the Waterman.
Yeah, no, I watched a lot of that.
Roy the Water Boy.
So I saw him, and then I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I just loved it. And so I just started watching all the other people he was interacting with. And I just went down that rabbit hole. And I was instantly hooked. I was like, ooh, this one, and this one, and this one. And I saw Milton, and I saw Saikuno, and I just watched a whole bunch of people. And I was like, you know what? I want to try this. So
hell yeah.
I think was it when I graduated, I finally just hopped on a computer and I like booted it up, and I was like, okay, public server, let me try this out for the first time. I waited in queue for like almost 3 hours. Actually, no, it might have been more than 3 hours. But I got in there right before the storm. I made my character. Storm hit. Got kicked out before I finished making my character.
Oh
but then
no!
I managed to. But then by that time, it was like the AU storm. So queue's like usually shorter during the AU storm. So I hopped back in, and I was like, "Yes, I'm in again." I finished making my character. I stayed in there. AU is like the middle of the night for me. I stayed in there until almost the end of that storm. It was 7 a.m. by the time I hopped off. It was ridiculous.
Oh my god!
And I was just running around trying to figure out the controls, interacting with people. I was like, "This is so much fun."
Yeah, I think that was my biggest I don't know, worry, I guess, when I did RP the first time. Like, I think I did something similar where I joined a public NoPixel server. I just ran around for a little bit, and one thing I would notice in like watching Markiplier and all that shit was he'd like have to do like the /E sit or like /E sit chair. And back then I remember like there was no easy way of like figuring out what all the emotes were.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of had to like do like /E sit chair, you know, like /E sit 3. You know, like it didn't have like a good menu of them.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of had to figure everything out. And there was nowhere that it was really, I mean, like that I could find that it was like easily accessible. It was very much like a figure it out kind of a thing. It's just fun, man, just figuring all that stuff out. So I get why you would stay up and just fucking degen on that shit.
Yeah,
especially for your first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You know what's actually crazy? I think the very first night I played, I got a job at Burger Shot that same night.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, and it was crazy because who was the manager at the time, he's like, "You seem like you know what you're doing," and I thought to myself, "Are you serious? This is my first night."
You're like, I'm so glad that the facade is working.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, like watching all those other role players, I learned to copy the ways.
Bro, what's so funny is I also went to Burger Shot and no one was there when I went there, and I was like, "Oh man!" But like, hey, we both had the burger blood, and had that burger in our veins, man.
Yeah, the only reason I actually ended up at Burger Shot is because I put up a Yellow Pages ad. Like, I'm new, looking for friends. Just like, and the person that responded was working there.
Oh, that's great.
That's how it works sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
That's so good, though. Well, it's
okay.
Little did they know I would become a gangster.
So what do you think is like your most memorable RP moment? Or like your favorite RP moment?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I have to pick one?
Okay, you can pick a couple,
yeah,
but
Yeah, if a couple come to mind.
I think definitely that first day of like doing it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything's fresh. You're figuring everything out. Oh, what's up?
Because I remember like how I just mentioned being a gangster at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So while I was still working at Burger Shot, while I was on NoPixel, I did join a gang on that character.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she was like a squishy little Bobby that didn't really do crimes.
Yeah.
She was somehow convinced into joining a gang.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. And so I mainly got them food and like gave them armor and band-aids and stuff. Didn't really do any crime. But I was like the medic of the gang. And so I remember at one point they were at war with Hydra.
Ooh.
And there was this one point where they were in like mid shootout. And I was crawling around on the ground up to people I could see. I was like, "Do you need any band-aids or food?" And I actually managed to successfully deliver someone band-aids and food before I got shot down.
Not the medic. No.
War crimes.
Pretty sure they're mad about that somewhere in Geneva or something.
Yeah, I had a whole medic outfit. I had like a stop sign, a vest.
That's
and I was like, I could run around just be like, "Stop, I'm the medic. You can't shoot me."
That's actually so good. I love that. Oh my goodness. I love that. Oh.
You always take out the medic first, though.
That is true. That is true. If you want to win, if you want to win the war,
well, if you want to win, but
you gotta win the match.
The more high ground.
Listen, we're our
W
peers.
mentality.
We go for the W, right? Speaking of which, what is an RP pet peeve that you have that isn't necessarily like NVL or RDMs, just something like kind of random, you know? Like a random pet peeve for RP stuff.
That's a tricky one.
Mm-hmm.
Can the RP being too good be a pet peeve?
Yeah, sure.
Because it's like, if it's like too good and it's happening like all over the place and you have to choose between it, like there's RP like happening over there,
like the FOMO.
There's RP happening. Yes,
Ooh,
yes, RP
like,
FOMO.
Which one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That is a good one. I've never heard that one before, but that's really good.
Yeah, it's like, which path do I take?
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
Do you have to deal with that a lot, GreenIvy?
Yeah. So I've been having to deal with it recently on Charlie because of the whole stuff with the animals and the whole stuff with the up and atom. So it's like, do I go animals today? Do I go up and atom today? Which direction do I go in?
That's true.
And the animals are the under the bridge people, yeah.
Yes, the homeless bridge people.
Yeah, for our listeners out there, Charlie hangs out with the homeless.
Hey, they're not homeless, and they're not.
It's so funny how mad Sally gets when we're like, "Oh, she's hanging out with the meth heads again."
Yeah, well, not Sally that's getting mad.
It's so funny because everybody else, like at the Up and Atom, kind of gives them shit about hanging out with the homeless. You know that they're bad. You know, like we have some homeless guy that comes up to the Up and Atom every once in a while, and they like give him a hard time, right? And then Buffy's just like, "You do realize your father used to be homeless, right?" And they're just like, "But he's not now." So he's, he's better now. But I guess if you were homeless, get fucked, Lobo.
What the fuck?
That's pretty much what your children are saying to you.
Well, I'm not homeless anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's another thing. Charlie gets upset about that because they're technically not homeless, but she's not supposed to say that.
Right. Oh, interesting.
She always says that they're not homeless, but she can't go into any further detail. And technically, she's instead of going to the detail about they're not homeless, she's like, they live at the hotel.
True.
Like they have hotel rooms, not technically homeless. So that's what she always emphasizes,
right?
Rather than specifying how exactly they're not homeless.
Yeah. I mean, home is a very broad term.
Yeah.
I had a box that was a home for a while. Yeah. I mean, that's a home.
We had a gutter.
Yeah. See, valid home.
That's not a gutter, so they can't complain. And we have a roof and everything, and it's not under a bridge.
Well, do you have any projects or plans or events coming up? Anything that you want to shout out?
Well, I recently made a Discord.
Ooh, that's
during
good.
This brief break from RP. Hopefully, I did it correctly.
Heck yes, awesome! And you also stream, right? So, where can people find your content?
On Twitch.
Yeah. So that's twitch.tv/GreenIvy
720.
720.
E.
And now you have a Discord server, which is very exciting.
Yup. Hopefully I did that correctly.
You keep saying that. I'm worried about that. I'm like,
it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
It probably worked.
Yeah.
/me joins it.
Yeah, /me joins it. Send us the link.
Yeah.
And you can just send it in this chat here. And then we'll also add it to the podcast episode links as well for anyone out there who wants to join and give GreenIvy a little support, little love.
Woo!
Yeah. And that pretty much concludes that part of the episode. Now we're going to shift gears into the activity. All right. So today's activity is we're going to do today's Wordle puzzle. This is April 29th. and we're gonna do it together because it's better together. So
all right. So I started with bacon.
Okay.
Hey, let's go! I got a B. B is the first letter.
Okay.
B is the first letter, y'all.
For those of you listening that don't know what Wordle is, it's basically a word guessing game, a puzzle, if you will, where you have to guess a 5-letter word, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts. And every attempt you get, it will tell you whether the letter is in the correct spot, or if you have the correct letter but in the wrong spot, or if it's just the wrong letter entirely. So chill. I thought we were working on this together. I thought that was the plan.
It was the plan. It was the plan, but I got it so quick.
Okay.
Did you get it already?
Yeah, I did. I got it in 3 tries.
Oh my god.
See, okay, so
okay.
This is...
I'm sorry.
Well, someone couldn't wait.
This was literally his idea. Listeners, I just want you all to know, Ivy as my witness. Ivy as my witness. I asked, do you want to work on this together?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Chill said he wanted us to work
typing a word
on it together.
I let you know that B was the first letter, and then I tried one more word. And okay, so I went with bacon first, right? Do you want to do it, or do you want me to tell you how I got the answer?
So, listeners, if you're here listening, we're gonna attempt the New York Times one. Chill got it in 3 tries. Ivy, have you gotten it yet?
I have not.
Okay. I'm gonna do it with you. So the first
I told you bacon was my first one,
right?
And only B was right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So there's no C and there's nothing in the word bacon.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to tell you what my second word was?
No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we want to guess ours.
I used a different word because I figured that there's nothing else in the word bacon that was in there. I just went with brown, and none of the letters were in there.
You know, that's close, but I think I'm just hungry because I went with bread.
Oh.
Bacon bread.
Wow, you are hungry.
Yeah.
Why would you go bread after using bacon? Because it's already got an A in it. Why wouldn't you utilize as many letters as possible?
Hey, you know what?
You still got it in 3.
I think I got it in 3. So
yeah.
Get wrecked.
There's an I in it.
Yeah, there is. What I'll say is, it has to do with bacon and bread. Kinda.
And
it doesn't. It doesn't really. It's more like it's just funny that it's right after I typed bacon and bread. It's what you feel after bacon and bread.
Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. I got it in 3.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
VT?
No.
There's an I.
There's an I.
It's fine. It's fine.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
There's a double letter in it.
Like, it's what you feel after bacon and bread.
There's no G, there's no H, there's no T.
There's no E.
Yeah, there's no E.
You're telling me letters I already know.
Well, get good. Okay, I'm sorry I got the answer so early. I'm sorry, VT.
The fact that you got that from bread and bacon.
Okay, well, I was like thinking of B words, and I was like, bacon, easy. Well, I was thinking B word. I just thought that was like instant bacon because it's a 5-letter word.
Oh yeah, but the fact that you went from bread, bacon, that.
Yeah, well, I went down the list.
I went to bite second.
Bite? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but with the GH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. It's bliss.
Yeah.
I did not win at all.
Get wrecked. LLLL.
Even though Chill left us in the dust.
I know.
Listen.
Together. Bacon, bread,
Okay, I said bacon right at the gate, and then VT was like, "Let me explain what a wordle is," and I couldn't wait. Okay.
Well,
wow, patience.
yeah. Thank you everyone so much for joining us on today's VC podcast episode. I am your host, Vampire Toy. I've been joined by my co-host,
Hello. I mean, goodbye.
as well as GreenIvy.
Bye bye.
And thank you so much for listening and supporting. We really do appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back again next week with some more news and fun times. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.